Going on, world? DS1 Ross. I'm back. I'm bad about that. But shout out to y'all. We back here on Sheep Stay Sleep TV. Of course, I'm your host, DS1 Ross. Y'all tuned into Sunday Night Heat, where we have an open discussion. I open the panel up to anybody who would like to come through and just have a discussion. If not, I'll just chop it up about what I see going on. But what's good, y'all? What up, Devastation? I see you in the building. What's going on, brother Danubian? What's good, y'all? I'm just chilling tonight. Just had to come and chop it up with y'all real quick. Sunday night heat style. If you haven't yet, make sure you go and check out my my last week's Sunday night heat. Y'all could go and check that out. Also, to all my red pill brothers, make sure y'all go check out the two throwbacks I premiered. Um, the one I did earlier today and the one I did yesterday, um, where I spoke on having dignity. Us as men, um, having control over our sexual orifice. I think that's very important for us men to have sexual discipline. So, like I said, to all my real red pill brothers, y'all go and check that out. Go and check those two joints out. What up, Keith? What's going on? Frankie Jenkins, hey, what's going on? But other than that, on this laid back Sunday, man, I'm just chilling. You know, uh, I'm not gonna lie. I kind of stopped watching football. Football got a little whack to me. I really don't watch a lot of sports like that no more. Period. You know, my mind just be my mind be consumed with other things. So it's not that I don't like sports no more. It's just that for some reason, when I'm at home, I just don't watch it. I just be doing other shit. So I really don't know what's going on in the NFL. Haven't been watching that too much. Shit, I don't even know what week we in. What week we in, y'all? If anybody in the chat room has been keeping up with the NFL, let me know what week we in. I could go and check the stats or whatever. For real. But what I do want to talk about, and I'm gonna drop a video about this. I don't know if y'all heard, but there's a new um black owned um hair franchise store. Oh, week 4, week 5. Okay. What's good, Ebo Sosa? What's up, KD? The Bears won. Yeah, the Bears is in it's in my division, KD. I'm a Packer fan. I like Green Bay. What's good, y'all? But yeah, I'm gonna drop a video about that. But I was reading a report where they were saying that in Tennessee, this black this black family, they created a new hair store franchise out in Tennessee. They got two stores open in Chattanooga. And I just wanted to salute that. Are you a Seahawks fan? No doubt. Haven, what's good, Haven? Yeah, I gotta catch up. I gotta catch up, Kendra. Oh, I'm the first black dude you know who's a Packer fan? Yeah, I've been a Packer fan since I've been watching football. Everybody always tell me that I was the only Packer fan in my hood, or really a person who's a NFC North guy. You know, the NFC North is a division a lot of people don't like, especially in New York. You know, everybody's a NFC East type of team. Oh, you're a Steeler fan, no doubt. Yeah, I know, I know. Most of the Packer fans are white. I get it. That's a fact. But see, I grew when I started watching football, I grew up liking Brett Favre. Brett Favre was always my favorite quarterback. Always. I admired his toughness, his resilience, you know. And to this day, he one of the greatest quarterbacks ever, hands down. Yeah, NFC North all day. He's decent though. He decent though, Kendrick. You a Giant fan, right, Haven? NFC East, right? Or you a Rams fan? Devastation. Oh, you a Laker fan too, huh? Never liked the Lakers. Growing up, I was a Utah Jazz fan. My favorite player first before I liked the Jazz, I was an Orlando Magic fan. I was a Shaq fan. And when Shaq went to LA, that shit made me cry as a kid. I'm not even capping. That shit made me cry. I couldn't believe when Shaq left Orlando and he went to LA. So that added to my hate for LA team. But I was an Orlando Magic fan. You love Favre, but you hate Aaron Rodgers. Why you hate Aaron, man? Aaron's a great. Flacco, Flacco is decent. Flacco is decent. He make too much mistakes. Oh, you a Raiders fan, Sosa? Kobe #1. Yeah, all right. Yeah, all right. Yeah, I respect Kobe. I can't front on Kobe. Could never front on Kobe. If a person front on Kobe, they just hate it. I'm not no hater. I'm just not a LA fan. Never liked LA. When when Mike crossed Byron Russell and hit that buzzer beater, that shit crushed me. That shit crushed me. Flacco is not decent. Aaron is an ass. Yeah, I mean, but what quarterback? Every quarterback is got a little asshole to him. You know, they kind of prickish, most of them, especially your elite ones. And Aaron is an elite quarterback, so he's gonna be an asshole. I think Tom Brady's an asshole. Yeah, Karl Malone, that's my dude, Keith. I grew up like in the mailman. I'm a big guy, so my favorite players was big guys. Shaq, then Karl Malone. I always like him. Nah, it's not football talk, Raina. So it's an open discussion. So we're gonna talk about whatever. Right now we just vibing. Yeah, a lot of people don't like Aaron Rodgers. A lot of people don't. I really don't I really don't like the Bears because the Bears always had good defense. And for some reason they y'all play us pretty well. If we play y'all a couple of times out the season, you know, we may beat y'all once or twice, but y'all gonna at least beat us one game. I really hate how we match up against Detroit, the Lions. They've been kicking our ass the last couple of years. What I like about our division though, Kendra, is the fact that it's very competitive. The NFC North is very competitive, just like the NFC East. Because they got the Giants, they got the Cowboys, they got the Redskins, and I think the Seahawks, if I'm not mistaken. So that's a very challenging division. Yeah, yeah, facts. And y'all always put pressure on Aaron Rodgers. When we play y'all be putting pressure on him. Oh, Seahawks is the West. What's the Eagles? My bad. Wrong bird. I said a Seahawk. Wrong bird. Yep, the Eagles. It's the Eagles. What's up, Raina? George, what's going on, George? Yeah, he's young. He young. He is. I think they trying to turn y'all. I think they trying to turn the Bears into a pass first team because y'all usually are a run first team. Y'all a run first team. Oh, you a Saints fan. Shout out to the Saints. Joe Flacco was straight garbage. My Steelers made him leave the AFC North. Nah, I think it was just time, Baltimore got tired of him. You know what I'm saying, Keith? They had him long enough. They got tired of him. They get tired of paying him all that money. Oh, you a Falcon fan. I hate when we play the Falcons too. That boy Matt Ryan. And then y'all receivers is just crazy. Y'all always had good receivers. Y'all used to have a real good running game. I wonder what happened to y'all running game. Y'all used to be a run first team too, the Falcons. Back when y'all had Jamal Anderson, y'all used to be a run first team. But once y'all got Julio and once y'all got them big receivers, man, y'all just became pass first. See, the Packers, we always been a pass first team. What always made our team was our quarterback and our receivers. Always. Like the Bears was always a run first team. But I noticed over the years, they've been trying to figure out how to change up their scheme. And that's why they've been testing out these quarterbacks. Because they trying to get a decent quarterback to fit the system. Yeah, y'all used to be a run first team, George. Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, they was the shit. I have no idea. I have no idea when they gonna get tired of Philip Rivers. Over the years, he definitely is very, very. He's not dependable no more. I feel like he getting kind of old too. Not kind of old. Philip Rivers is old as a quarterback. He is old. I think. I think the Chargers pretty much wrapped theyself up when they got rid of Antonio Gates. Or if I'm not mistaken, did he come back to the Chargers? I see the Giants sat down Eli. Eli ain't shit. He need to retire. Oh, he's still there. Okay. I thought at one point Antonio Gates left. They use him sparingly. Okay. And the Chargers, they never had no running game. They never had no running game. They had pass first team. Yeah, I thought so, Keith. I thought they brought him back. Yeah, Eli's finished. Yeah, he Eli ain't shit. He's done. His time's up. Eli's done. He's done. He's done. I would have to. We gotta admit that he accomplished more than his brother. He accomplished more than Peyton Manning as far as winning Super Bowls. Stat wise, he'll never be able to fuck with Peyton Manning, but he won more chips than his brother. What up, sis? What's going on, Kels? Yeah, that's a fact. Keith. And to me, Roethlisberger was always the best. I always liked Roethlisberger. Always. I never really had nothing to say bad about Big Ben. Now Peyton don't have two rings. Peyton has one, if I'm not mistaken. I think Peyton only got one. Eli got two. Bin Laden was good. Yeah, Eli could beat the Patriots. Yeah. Oh yeah, you right. He right. He do got two. Y'all right. You're absolutely right. So yeah, y'all right. I forgot. Forgot he went to the Broncos and they won a chip. Forgot about that shit. Hell yeah. So he not fucking with his brother. Peyton is the best. He not fucking with his brother at all. He not fucking with his brother at all. Then what's going on back down? What's good? But yeah, like um, y'all go ahead and y'all look that up, man. That black owned hair store. Cause I was talking about that in one of my premieres. How I felt like There should be a lot more black women partaking in this whole industry. Black women need to start getting money off that shit. Stop giving all the money to the Asians. Right now, Eli can beat Tom Brady. Peyton went to two teams and couldn't beat Brady. Eli can't beat Tom now. Hell no. Not now. Not now. Peyton just could never beat him. That's the crazy part. He just could never beat him. But Eli and them can't beat them now. Eli is trash. They just benched Eli. He's trash. He's done. I don't even think he want to play football no more, honestly. I think he been wanting to turn his shit up, turn his jersey in a long time ago. Once he got them two rings, I think he was straight after that. Then they lost Victor Cruz. Once they lost Victor Cruz, it shit changed. Hold on, y'all. I'll be right back. Patrick, the QB for the Chiefs? Nah, I know they running back is a beast. I know that. Are you gonna go live soon, Bin Laden? That's what's up. You need to do that. Yeah, you need to do that. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna put the link in the chat. Y'all want to jump on? Y'all come through, chop it up, whatever about whatever y'all want to chop it up about. Forgot I left the ice maker on. I threw the link out there, so whoever want to come on, just come on through. Oh, they cheated Sean Porter. I didn't see the fight. Devastation. Why you say they cheated him? I heard it was a close fight. But why you say they cheated him? What's up, Monica? What's going on? Yeah, why you say they cheated him? Devastation. The link is in the chat. Whoever want to come on, just come on through. What up, Torin? What's going on? Devastation. Why you say they cheated him, bro? They miscounted Sean's punches. They gave rounds to Errol Spence. Well, you know it's politics in boxing anyway. So I don't know. I'm subscribed to a lot of I'm subscribed to the a lot of LDBC and shout out to them to their channels. So I'm gonna go and I'm gonna watch a couple and I'm gonna see what they say about the fight too. But I heard it was a very close fight. So I don't understand. I don't. Did you see the fight, Devastation? Because you saying they miscounted punches, but from what I saw, some of the reviews they were saying that the fight came down to the wire. It's an open topic, sis. You know how the Sunday night lives go. Nothing in particular. Whoever want to come on, whatever y'all want to talk about, we'll just chop it up. Right now, I'm just talking to y'all, waiting for somebody to come on through. Hit the link. The link is in the chat room, and we'll whatever you want to come on and chop it up about, we could do that. No matter. But yeah, they said it was a real close fight. They said the fight was close. I like Sean Porter, but I kind of felt Errol Spence was going to win. I didn't think it would be that close though. But being that Errol Spence won, he's what the unified champ now because he got both belts. Yeah, I saw it. You gotta watch it. Sean won for real, for real. Errol got a knockdown, but it's controversial because Sean Glove almost hit the canvas. Sean dogged him. It's politics. He got to keep his undefeated record. Mm, wow. That sound a little controversial. So you saying it wasn't a clean knockdown? What up, old reliable? What's going on? It might not be to keep his undefeated record. It might just be They might just be trying to set up a second fight too. Cause that I noticed that's what it be about nowadays. What up, Ebo Sosa? What's good? Yeah, I think that's what I was just saying. Ebo Sosa. They probably just trying to set up a Spence Porter part two. You know how they do. That's what boxing really is now. Shit is all of like it's always been political, but now you could kind of like see it. Well, I can. A lot of these good matchups, they want it to be 2 and 3 fights, at least two, at least two. Unless somebody just got their ass whooped really bad. But usually when it's a fight like that, they're gonna try to get another one out. Much love back down. Good looking for coming through. They're gonna always try to get a second fight. And if it was that close, it's gonna be a part two, most likely. It's gonna be a part two. Exactly, the knockdown gave him the win. Errol was swole. Errol was swole shut. Sean was clean, and Errol went Johnny Cage rage on Sean. Oh, he was throwing low blows too? Wow. He was throwing low blows too? That's crazy. No rematch. No rematch clause. Errol clause or cause? You saying that they didn't have a rematch clause? That's what you saying? Or you saying cause Errol don't want that work, I feel. It's about the bag. It's about the bag, devastation. Yeah, because I don't see Manny fighting Spence, and Spence don't want. Yup, exactly. Exactly, Ebo Sosa. That's my dude right there. Terrence Crawford, he's a beast. That's who I want to see him. That's who I want to see Errol Spence fight. Yeah, it's about the money, devastation. That's what makes shit political. And politics is all about money. That's why it's political. And they make they make the deals that they make, and you know they sway some fights to go certain ways because it's about the bag. And then you just gotta think too. Boxing nowadays is not as good as it used to be. So these good fighters and these good matchups, they gotta keep them going. Terrence kills Errol, I feel, after seeing this fight. Terrence Crawford is a monster. He's a monster. He's a monster. But yeah, I think it's gonna be a part two. I think it is. But yeah, the money is that's where it's at, man. Everybody learning from Floyd. You feel me? Everybody's learning from Floyd. They're learning how to leverage their celebrity and all of that. These young fighters, they taking plays out of Floyd book, and that's smart. Your internet acting real McDonald's, huh? I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna drop the link in there again in case you need it. But what's been going on YouTube, man? YouTube been kind of quiet today, you know. Yeah, Wilder doing it too. Yeah, but that's smart. Well, I never was against Floyd's business tactics. To me, he's one of the smartest fighters ever. What up, Toro?
I guess I figure I'll be the one to break the ice since you've been on for like 36 minutes. I said, okay, since no one else gonna come on, I'll come on first. What's going on?
Chilling, bro. What's good?
Pretty much the same.
Yeah, man. So what's been going on YouTube today, man? It's been kind of quiet, man. It's been kind of quiet.
Yeah, it's been kind of quiet. I've been following that trial with that
Oh,
historical bitch Amber Geiger.
oh yeah. What's going on with that? I saw a couple of people drop a couple streams. I just haven't had a chance to really check it out.
Well, her defense is terrible. Her team is terrible. Like they're real sloppy. I'm like, and they had her on the stand on Friday, and I was looking at the live stream for that, and that cross examination was eating her ass alive. Like, imagine being a pig on the rotisserie rotator. That was her.
I mean, listen, man. Everybody knows. I mean, anybody with common sense and just whoever been paying attention lately, man, they could tell, like, they could tell that she was messing with this dude and they probably got into it on some relationship shit and she killed the dude. Like, you know, it's obvious that they was fucking around. It wasn't no, oh, I came into the wrong apartment and come on. We not gonna go for that, man. They was fucking
Well,
around.
well, actually, I don't think they were, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because it actually came out that she was messing around with somebody on the police force, and the guy was married, and he had to testify. And there were some text messages that she sent him that were sexually explicit text messages. They deleted those messages, which is a crime because that's basically deleting evidence. And these are messages that she sent to him the day that she killed that man. Now, when he was on the stand and he had to testify, the prosecutor brought those images to his face. And you should have saw the look on his face when he was looking at them images like, damn, I can't believe they was able to retrieve those. I'm like, yep. And his wife was in the courtroom while he had to do that, while he had to read those messages aloud. So his wife had to hear that, what was going on. And the whole time after she shot him, they said she basically lied and said that she had no more contact with this man, but literally like a couple days later, she's still contacting him. Now,
Yeah.
mind you, she just killed a man in cold blood, shot him in the chest as he was going into his apartment.
So why you think she killed the dude? Why you think she killed
Hmm. Because she's an incompetent skank.
him? But what does that have to do with the African dude she killed? If you know if they ain't have nothing going on, like wouldn't he just be innocent? So like you think she just got mad and said, "Oh, I'm gonna just I'm gonna just violate this dude because I could
Well,
get away with it
basically,
because
this
he's
was her
black."
opportunity. Well, this was her opportunity to fulfill her dream of killing a black guy, and she got it. Because guess what else also came out? The guy that she was messing around with, the guy who's married back in 2007, he killed an unarmed black man.
So they on their race soldier shit.
And guess what? Because he had to testify on that stand, now the family of the man that he killed wants the case to be reinvestigated.
Oh, oh, oh! I know. He's definitely shook now.
Yeah.
So this is opening up a lot of shit.
Mm-hmm.
So basically,
It's something. It's a let's just say it's a wound that he probably thought was going to be closed, but by him getting back on that stand and that family, the man he killed, seeing that, they probably like, oh, this is our chance for this the case to be reopened or reinvestigated.
right. Wow,
And the guy that he killed was only 20 years old.
damn. And do you know what reason they say he killed the young
They
man?
said allegedly. They said allegedly this guy stole a candy bar or something like that.
Oh man,
He got killed over a candy bar?
Yeah, that's what they
that sound
allegedly
like
they said. That's allegedly what they were saying. I guess they said they probably, the whole usual. Oh, he thought he had a gun, but he was really reaching for a candy bar.
right. So that's kind
At
of
least
like
that's
the
at least that's the reasoning he gave. But you know how they
Yeah.
lie.
What up, sis? What's going on?
What's
How
going
you
on,
doing,
poetic?
bro? Hi, Torian. I heard you talking about the fight now. I don't know too much about the fight, but I do follow the LDBC community,
Yeah.
and they had it going on that night.
Oh yeah, they was lit,
Yeah,
huh?
it was
Yeah, I
just a
saw
very
I
lit.
saw a couple of them was out there. They was out there. I think Town Biz was out there and somebody else because they was interviewing people. Yeah, I think a couple of them went to the fight because I saw a couple of them. They had interviewed a couple of celebrities who was out there. I think Town Biz interviewed Booker T, the wrestler. He's a big Sean Porter fan, and I think Town Biz interviewed him. So a couple of them, I think they went to the fight. But yeah, that's crazy, Torrin. That's crazy, man. But a lot of them be on they race soldier shit. That's a fact. That's a
And
fact.
you want and get this. The guy that she was messing around with, he's a quote unquote, I guess you can say, mestizo,
Uh-huh.
because his name is Martin Rivera.
Oh, okay. I got you. I got you. So yeah, he was one of them, you know, he walks around with
Mm-hmm.
a chip on his shoulder.
Yeah.
Damn. Well, I hope they open that shit back up on him because shit like this does open up old cases and shit. What up, Keith? What's good?
What's going on, man? What's going on?
Chilling, man. Chilling.
See what y'all getting into, what y'all talking about.
Shit. Right now, we talking about the Amber Geiger case.
I ain't heard of that one.
Oh, you didn't hear about the the
The
Caucasian
cop that
woman
went
who
into the well,
who
you go
crept in
ahead.
the African guy house and murked him. Said she
Oh,
went in the wrong apartment. Some bullshit,
oh,
some bullshit like that.
oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. You talking about the dude, the both of them John guy.
Yeah, yeah. She's on trial
Yeah, I
right now.
didn't.
And the trial is on. And a couple of people they've been keeping it up with it on YouTube.
Yeah, okay. Now I see. I don't know her name like that, but I heard the both of them John guy. I'm really more interested in his story. I'm not really interested in hers because when I heard about it, the type of apartment he got one where you got a key fob. You know what I'm saying? Not no regular old key. And my thing is like, how you can have a weak ass defense that this black dude is in your room and they got a key fob. And people got to understand when you have key fobs, you can't get in there unless you have that key fob. You know what I'm saying? And what pisses me off about the situation, they was talking about it on the news, and I try to keep up with it as much as I can. They were
Mm,
saying they're trying to make it out as this woman's defense as, oh, she seen a black dude in her apartment, you know, and she shot him. But they never told about it that she had text messages where she was talking nasty to, she was supposed to be messing with this police officer, and on the whole time she walked in the apartment with no worry. So, it's a lot of things that don't make sense about this case. Like, why would how and people don't understand when you're a police officer, you can do certain shit where you can get in other people's apartments and you can get automatic access. And everybody's trying to figure out how the hell she get in that apartment. You can be a police officer, you can go down to the desk and say, hey, I'm a police officer, I need a key fob. They have the apartment people will give you the copy of that key fob, and you can go in people's apartments and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So you have to be very careful. You gotta understand these folks out here for blood, bro.
definitely, definitely.
Because I'm gonna explain something. When you have those expensive apartments, they have with a police station or the police force, they will get you to stay there, and they will pay your rent just for as a in-house protection. What they don't tell you is you get automatic access to that shit. So don't let them tell, oh, you had to have the amendment of, nah. They can say anything they want and they go in your shit, and they ain't give a bullshit reason, they'll get away with it. You know what I'm saying? That's why you got to pay attention to it. How can she can get access to that knowing that's not her apartment? All she had to do go down and say, hey, this dude up here, blah 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 blah. I need to get in there, get a key fob, go in your apartment.
Right.
So so people don't understand. Be careful when you dealing with people now. Watch who your
And
neighbors is.
and also doing the cross examination, when the prosecutor was cross examining her, he had asked her, "Did you go into his apartment with the intent to kill?" This chick said yes.
Wow.
So that takes the manslaughter off the table and throws it up with murder one.
Facts. Yep. That's premeditated.
Because I think they said he was like really religious, so he was really into the church. So he would sometimes play his music, and they were saying that there were complaints from her in the past about his music. So it sounded like to me she already had it out for him before. Because
Right.
like how and they were on two different floors. Like they didn't live on the same floor. I think she lived
Mm-mm.
above him.
No, she was
And
below him.
okay, she lived below him, and the other thing, of course, was the red mat in front of the door. He had a red mat or red rug in front of his door. She didn't have a rug in front of her door.
Wow. Yeah,
Let me
it sounded like she had it out for dude. Go ahead, Keith.
I'm gonna say this, bro. Let me explain something to you. When they have those type of apartments and stuff, they're not gonna tell you. They trying to figure out how Nick, and take it how you want, but you gotta think how they thinking. How nigga get up in this apartment complex? Because when you got key files, you live somewhere, you gotta come out with some buku money. You know what I'm saying? This man is not bothering nobody. This man living his best life. He go where he does. He go to church, go to work. He's a college graduate, does his thing, help his community, come back to the house. You got to understand, when you have people, things can subconsciously set a person off. And you can, and this is, and Sheep, you can attest to this. Somebody can just sit there and look at you, and you're not even bothering nobody. You could piss somebody off to the certain point they want to kill you.
Right.
And it's not just, oh, what do you do to you? Because they don't like your ass. They trying to figure out how your black ass is living here and you ain't no drug dealer.
Right.
Not saying it, man. You know what I'm saying? You got to think like your opponent.
Yeah,
It's just
you
like when
right
you in.
about that. You right about that because where I live, like you can pay your rent through a portal where they have like a little website for, and you could pay your rent on a portal, but also on the portal they have like a community section where people, if they selling little appliances or they got little services, they could promote it. It's like a bulletin board, but it's on their site. And I remember, this one Caucasian lady in the portal on the community section, she put there, um, well, I guess they accepting Section 8 here now. I said, what? Like when I read this shit, I'm like, wow, that's some prejudice ass shit. But basically, what she was saying. She was basically saying, like, yo, there's too many black people moving in here. How's all these black people moving in here and able to pay $1,200-$1,300 a month? And this place don't accept Section 8 or none of that shit. Like you gotta make 3 times the amount you rent to live here. So when she put that on there, I said, damn. So I understand what you're saying. Because they always show they little prejudices on their community tab. Like this other lady, she said she was gonna go to the police because the people in her building she always smelling weed and shit. But at the end of the day, she act like her people don't smoke weed. You know what I'm saying? Like they always equate certain things with black people. They always equate certain things with black people that they think don't um equate with them. When they were the hippies and all of that type of shit. But whenever it's weed in the air, it got to be a black person. Oh, too much black people moving in one area, they got to be exception, Section 8 and welfare and all that shit. So I totally get what you're saying, but what's so crazy to me? How if the law is supposed to be right and exact, how do they let these people with these flimsy ass stories? How do they allow them? How do they allow that shit to stand in court? Like I see somebody in the chat room put that they bought in other people where they were saying, oh, that they done went into wrong apartments and shit like that too. Like us black people can't use that as no argument.
Nah.
Like, oh, I was so tired. I walked in
Mhm.
this lady house and I thought it was my house and she popped up and I just shot her. Like that shit is not gonna
You
be
will
accepted.
have breaking and entering charges against you. You will have murder charges against you.
Right,
All
And a
types
bullet
of
in your
stuff.
ass.
right, exactly. So I don't understand like how do they I mean I understand it, but the shit is mind-boggling to me. Like, how do you let
Shit.
somebody tell you I was tired from working, I walked in the wrong apartment and then end up killing somebody?
Shit. Let me
What?
explain. Let me explain. Let me peep some game to you, bro. And Paul Mooney said this, but my uncle said it before him. He said you got to have they got that complexion for the protection of the collection. Let me tell you something. How the fuck you can walk in somebody else's apartment when you got a key fob? The key fob automatically reads one separate way. Number one, they don't tell you when you have those things. There's a little code they put in there. If they ain't got that key fob, they certain ones have a little pad they have up there. And I know because my cousin lived in one of those with a key fob. When she used to lose her key fob, it used to be a little pad, and you put a little code in there, and it automatically opened that door. You see what I'm saying? They don't tell you these things because when you have flimsy stories like that, they're trying to protect her because she's white and she's police. They're trying to give her a reason. Now, when you do that, oh, I walk to other people's apartments. How? Your key fob only works for that door. unless she has some shit going on with the apartment. You don't know who knows what and who's doing what on the undercover. When you say, "Oh, I walked in a different apartment," that's impossible. You got a key fob. And I used to see my cousin. She showed me one time. She said, "Hey, do this key. If you ain't got this key fob, you got to put this code in. Then you got to go up there and get another key fob. You had to pay some money, and whatever. You got to be careful with that stuff. That's why I said when they have flimsy story, they're trying to cover her ass because it's a lot of stuff going on in that apartment. They don't want to come out. Reading what they don't say. What's so
That's a,
good about her?
that's a good point. That's a good point. Before I chime in on that, I want to shout out my man Jacquel. Thanks for coming through, bro. Happy birthday too, man. Finish enjoying your day. I know you got like 2 hours left, bro. But shout out to you, man. But yeah, you're right because now that I think about it, um, if you have a key fob, because we got those where I live too. Like right now, if I want to go to the gym, I got a key fob where I just put my shit there and it opens. So what you would that's some I never thought about that, but that's true. How the hell if everybody's apartment is like that, how the hell was she able to get into his?
That's what I'm saying, bro. She was.
Because her fogger is not programmed to his door.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Each fogger is programmed to each separate apartment.
right.
And then they said, like, when the neighbors could hear her banging on the door saying, "Let me in." Who bangs on their own door saying to let me in? And you're the only one who lives there.
That's
See,
what I'm.
see what I'm
Let's.
saying?
Hey, let me say something on that. That's a good little lesson you gotta read or pick up on. What other shit is going on in this apartment that she's sitting over there bank? That's what I'm saying. The story don't make sense. There's three sides to a story. There's homeboy side. He can't tell his story. He will never come back. Her side, which is they trying to keep up and they trying to make look better, but you can't put lipstick on a pig. It's gonna still be a fucking pig, and the fucking truth. Whatever's going on in this led up to that situation. Like you said, she it's some racist shit going on, but she's trying to clean it up for the apartment folks because they know it's some racist shit going on. Them folks, it's gonna make their whole management look bad,
Yeah,
and it's going and you going and people who stand in those apartments. I bet there's a lot of black people and other races still there, but they hear about this, they gonna be like, I gotta get up out of this shit. And guess what? It's gonna be a lot of black people gonna come forward and say, "Yeah, she been having this problem going on." Da 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 da. See, whatever's going on, they trying to clean it up because whatever shit they got rolling, they're trying to clean it up. Why would you? Who walks into somebody else's shit and you pay for to be protected? So that means somebody gonna walk up in here. No, they're not, because you gonna get. You might not walk out breathing because you're not coming up in here.
right. Exactly. And if it's set up that way, the only way she could have gotten that man crib is either he told her the code because they had something going on, or this woman went down to management and they allowed her access to get in his crib.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to explain.
But
They
but
don't tell you those apartments. I'm sorry, brother. Go ahead.
now what I was going to say was when she finally got in. This is how it was. He was sitting on his couch. They said he was eating ice cream, watching TV. When she came into the apartment, he hopped up because he was probably scared. Like, how did you get in there? Like, because I'm the only one here. Other people who come here would have to knock. How did you just get in? And he jumped up and got scared. She pulled out her gun and shot him right there in the chest. And then all of a sudden, what we saw was she's walking back and forth, pacing on the phone, being all dramatic, talking about calling 911 and everything like that. Now that's all we saw then. In the trial, they released the body cam footage from the other like emergency crews that came after the fact. This heifer claimed that she administered CPR to this man. First off, you shot him in the chest. There's not so much CPR you can really do without pumping out so much blood at the same time because you got to compress against the chest. And then the prosecutor exposed her because she had an aid kit in her bag. When they brought that in as evidence, that aid kit was never used. It was unopened. She never gave that man any aid. All she was worried about was herself and probably that conjugal visit with that married man.
Thank you. Somebody told it. Because she was that dude. She was another police officer's side woman. She was sending this dude naked pictures.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, I follow stuff. I read up on that stuff. I don't say too much because, you know, I built, and people don't understand, you got to use common sense in this factor. You got to look at the unknown.
Mm-hmm.
That's the building blocks of life. Look at the unknown. What the fuck are you doing in this man's house? Number one, he knew she was. That's what. So they can scare the shit up. Oh yeah, I'm a police officer. And he probably said, I don't give a damn. I don't do that anyway. That's why he probably jumped up because like, what are you doing in my house? And she shot him because you know why? He could have sued her ass and got his money.
Right.
Now they don't tell her. She told her, I effed up. That's what she said. She
Or
knows she effed up.
or maybe it could have went like this. Cause Torrin was just saying that dude dude was a Christian, so he, she probably had a problem with him playing music at a certain time. And you know, people like that, they get very irritated with black people with little shit that we do sometimes. So you never know. They probably had a little spat one day in the hallway. She could have saw him and probably was like, hey man, you need to lower your music or some shit like that. They probably had a little back and forth. And she was like, oh yeah, she probably marked dude. Like, yeah, I'm gonna get his ass one day. And that was her chance.
And you want to know something else? You know what it really could have pissed her off? She could have really, you know what? People get mad at you, and especially white folks. They get more pissed off on you because you ain't out there doing no shit and you living your life, but you ain't doing that shit. And it pissed you off. She probably ran his name and couldn't find that, and that really pissed her off.
Right. Facts.
Let
When
me tell
she
you,
could have played the damsel in distress
see,
because she could have used that. Yeah, you're right. And being that dude was clean and all of that, that's why she had, because what you just said, Torrin, she still tried to play that role. She calling the police, she's putting on that dramatic white girl scary movie act. Like something just happened. She don't know what's going on. She's so scared and all that shit. To try to make it seem like, she didn't murder this man in cold blood. They always
Exactly.
play that role. They always play that role.
And I think the most disgusting thing I saw from that body cam footage, or at least the surveillance footage when they were outside after they got his body, was this chick sat in the police cruiser and got on her phone as they were bringing his body out in the body bag. So now they were questioning what was she doing on the phone. I think she was texting somebody.
Yeah, she was calling. She was calling her higher ups to let them know what happened, so they could try to clean this shit up.
that's what I'm saying, bro. And see that. Let me tell you something. When it comes to white people in law enforcement, they run your name. When they see your black ass living in their neighborhood and they trying to figure out, they're going to see, oh, let me see if this motherfucker a drug dealer or got any warrants. And it probably flamed up like, this motherfucker clean.
Yeah.
And guess what? There's only one way to get you out of there.
Yeah.
Kill you.
Yeah, they gotta
If they
murder
can't
you.
put you out, if they can't put you out legally, They got to get you out here permanently. This her life ain't gonna be the same because once she get out, you know, black people ain't fucking with her. She gonna get her ass tore off. That's why you see George Zimmerman. You see him. He always moving. He always in trouble because he has to. You're gonna have to run forever, but you can't run forever from karma. Because let me tell you something.
Breaking up, Keith.
That's why she gonna get her comeuppance. Karma's that one broad nobody want to see coming. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And when she come a calling, you don't want that. And she getting her shit because you know why? You shouldn't have been in that man. You can't sit there and bogart your way in nobody's house. Just because you can have your way because you fucking somebody else's old man and you think you the deal, and now you can run up in this man's house. Okay, you gonna get yours.
I even heard on the first day that they tried to rearrange the castle doctrine. They shut that down and went on to the next thing.
Because let me explain something to you about that. If you notice, white people always, when one of them really detrimental BS, they try to change shit real quick. They try to make it their way. They shut it down. You know why? It's too much of that stand your ground BS. How can you stand your ground in somebody else's house? Can't do that. That don't make sense. Now you
Exactly.
sitting there making your calls. How many black people you know when they shot somebody could sit there and make a phone call in a police cruiser? Now,
Mm-hmm.
that's what I'm talking about. They gotta handle her with kid glove, but guess what? Her career is done anyway. Even if she beat this case, they're not gonna let her on there.
No, they not. They not. And and and
You
the,
know how?
and the main reason why they not gonna let her on there is because she was fucking old boy.
Thank you. And now her business is out there.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm talking
Her
about.
reputation.
Karma is coming into play.
Yeah, her reputation, and that looks bad on the precinct that she worked for. They don't play. The police don't play with that shit. You fraternizing on the job and all that. Because one of my mans, he wasn't even a CO, but he worked in the medical part on Rikers Island, and they was even heavy on it with him. Like as far as fraternizing with workers and shit like that, they don't play with that shit. So like,
Zero
yeah,
tolerance.
they don't play with that. So she's done, and 9 times out of 10, his ass is grass too, because
Oh, he
that
done
makes the
retired.
precinct that they work for look bad. Because what happens is that makes them start digging for more shit. They want to start seeing what else is going on. If y'all allow them to be running around and being a couple, and this man is married and all that type of shit, they start looking into other shit too. So in order for the precinct to cover their ass, they definitely gonna have to get rid of her. They might get rid of both of them.
And look at what I just said
Homeboy
with the other
resigned.
case he had where he killed that man back in '07. Now, if they open that back up, that's a bigger can of worms they got coming back their way. They opening up an
Exactly,
old wound.
exactly. That they thought that they already swept under the rug. That's a fact. That's a fact.
Doing stuff. That's why people you see. That's why I'm saying you already got enough with police shootings and stuff, and you got off duty police shooting people and messing with kids and stuff. Now look at it now. Now you got this up. They gonna have to cut her loose. Not only you mess with a married man, now you shoot a black person, police black people. You already got enough that going on. So now you pull this now this trial on. So everybody is watching,
Yeah. Cause she
and
probably
they ready.
homegirl probably was mad, cause her and old dude probably had something. They probably went through a little spat and she took that shit out on her homeboy. You know?
Well,
That could have been
well,
that could have been a possibility too. Like her homeboy was texting, and dude probably couldn't come through. They probably couldn't spend no time, and she just had a bad day, and she took it out on homeboy. How many times Caucasian police officers do that? They having a bad day, so they catch you doing some little shit, and they just go to the extreme.
They ready to give you the death
Yeah,
penalty.
they do you dirty, man. That happened to me so many times when I used to live in Brooklyn. Like the police would just hop out, and one time, you know what I'm saying, I got caught. I got caught with a little bit of weed and shit. But the police dude went the DT. He went hard on me. He started threatening me, all types of shit. So he forgot that his captain was there. So his captain walked up like, "Yo, back off." That's the first time I ever saw that. Like he told him to back off. And dude apologized to me and all that, put my weed back in my pocket. And they got in the car and they drove off. Cause he was going hard. He started threatening me, talking about if I move again, he gonna kill me. Like he was going crazy. I'm looking at this dude like, yo, what's wrong with you, dude? Like, I'm just sitting here chilling, smoking. Like, what's wrong with you? What you doing all that for? And he got reprimanded for that shit.
But you gotta understand, she when you that's why they always say never ever deal with a cop or a judge that's been pissed off by somebody else because you won't catch it.
Yeah, yeah, man. That's a fact. That's a
And
fact. And then being that we don't have the complexion for protection, they think they're gonna get away with it. Sometimes
yeah,
a lot
sure.
of times they do, but sometimes they don't.
No.
Go
And
hard.
I'm
What's
just
good?
that's why I'm saying I'm paying attention to it because I want to see how they gonna dig how she gonna get out of this shit. And I'm gonna see how far it goes because when you dealing with cases like this and people like, oh, law is hard. Let me say this, and I preach this, and somebody told me one time, yo, you want to learn how to be something, be your own lawyer sometime. Figure you don't have to read books and all that, but read up on your shit, try to be smarter and figure out what to do for yourself because when you out here in these streets and you out here not doing anything, yo, you can get caught up in some shit and you don't even know what's going on. You got people getting out been in prison 30, 35 years for something they didn't do, and they sitting over, they be like, I wish I knew now. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? So educate yourself, be your own lawyer sometime. When they say, oh, you a jailhouse lawyer, that's when you know you got their ass. Oh, you must be a jailhouse lawyer. No, I'm just not gonna let you railroad me and take my freedom away.
yep. Cause they will. Cause
And the
they damn
crazy
sure will.
and the sad part is you got people been locked up for 20, 30 years. When they get out, they get millions of dollars and stuff. They can't spend it because they got cancer.
That's true. And look at what happened to Khalif Browder. They locked him up for nothing. He stayed on. He was locked up for like 2 years. He didn't do nothing wrong. Came home and killed himself. That's the
And his
Khalif
mother
Browder
died
story.
shortly after.
Yeah, that's the Khalif Browder story. Jay
Yeah,
Z did a whole. Jay Z did a whole. That's what started Jay Z on his whole social justice shit and him helping people with their cases and all of that. The Khalif Browder story.
yeah, I watched that on Netflix. I watched the documentary, and that kind of like messed me up in the head because I'm like, yo, they were telling about it, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, the
And
man
they
ain't do nothing wrong.
and people don't understand when you locked up like that, the shit messes with your mind.
Facts. Facts, man. Just
I
just being, yo, if you a dude that's used to being free and you not no dude that been to prison or none of that type of shit, man, just spending a night in jail fuck with your head, man. Cause just being confined, like, cause I done did it. I done been in jail a couple times. I never did no prison bids or none of that shit, but I done been to jail a couple times. And that shit is terrible. Like just being there, just being there. You know what I'm saying? Being there and seeing, because when you locked up, like they have you, it's kind of like you underground because it's like a little window so you could kind of see if it's night or day. Like that shit really fucks with your head, man. And that
Like,
dude, they locked that dude up for no reason. And they just lost his paperwork in the system.
I'm gonna say this, bro. And I had my older brother, like he's my cousin, but my dad adopted him, so he's my older brother. He
Mhm.
got locked up for 10 years in San Quentin.
Oh my God.
Bro, I he had came to the house when I was still staying in Yuma, and he said, "Yo, what up, bro? I haven't seen him since I was a kid."
Mhm.
And it's been 20 plus years. So me and him sat down, and we were smoking and taking a tight lean. He said, "Yeah, man. I was locked up for 10 years in San Quentin." I asked him, I said, bro, what was like being that penitentiary? He said, "I'm gonna say it like this, bro. It is another planet." I said, "What?" He said, "Bro, little bro, it's another planet, homie." He said, "Bro, jail ain't nothing. Jail is summer camp. When
Mhm.
you go into the penitentiary," he said, "Bro, it is another. This on some shit you don't want to understand." He said, "Bro, this stuff they doing around here, nothing." He said, "Bro, it's another planet. You got shit going on." He said, "The the warden don't run it. The inmates run it." I said, "What?" He said, "Bro, this is facts." He said, "I did 10 years in the penitentiary." He said, "I seen grown men come in there, Debo types, dead, just because they didn't want to adhere with the rules of the yard, dead. Big ones that came in there with money, gone, dead." He said, "Bro, the people he said, it's nothing." He said, "I'm enjoying my freedom to the fullest." He said, "Them 10 years was nothing. When Pops died, I was messed up." He said, "You got suicide watches, people trying to commit suicide daily because they cannot get out."
Bro, I
So I'm
just did
like, "What?"
bro, that's crazy because and this is something I do every year on Sheep Stay Sleep TV. I do a Black History Month series.
Right.
Um and I did a presentation on the Angola 3. Y'all could go and check that out. These is three brothers. They got locked up in Louisiana.
Oh Lord.
And they locked these dudes up because, you know, back in that time, the Black Panthers and all of that was heavy. And they had they affiliations with the Black Panthers. And they had these three dudes locked up because they blamed because they was associated with the Black Panthers. CO got killed in the jail. And they put it on these guys. Man, they had these one of them dudes did 23 years in solitary confinement. 23 years in solitary confinement. Altogether, one of them did 40 years, another one did like 30 something years, and another one did like 43 years. One of the dudes, when he got out, he died in like a week of his release. He died. He had cancer. Two other dudes, they still alive. But go and check that out, man. It's something similar what we talking about. This shit has been happening for a long time. One of my childhood homies, his pops, his pops damn near did 20 years for a crime he didn't do because somebody said that they saw him on the crime scene. But then years later, because the police, they always get people, to lie and to coerce things. And they wanted my man Pops off the streets because he was known, back in the early 90s and all that. So even though the police was already on him, they could never catch him for nothing. So a cab driver ended up getting killed. and they coerced this crackhead lady to say that my man Pops did it. So him and his homeboy, who went to school with my pops, they both end up doing like 17 years. Luckily, they came home and they were still sane and stuff like that. But they end up suing. I think they both end up getting like $2 million a piece. But yeah, they did like 17 years. And the only reason why they end up getting freed is because the woman who told on them, she told the police that she lied because she was on her deathbed. She was dying of AIDS. And she wanted to, like people say they want to make it right with God before they leave. So she confessed that she lied and that the police gave her money so she could get drugs because she wanted some drugs real bad. So she lied and said, yeah, it was them. They went to jail for it, prosecuted them and everything. And the lady, she told 17 years later, she was on her deathbed. She told the police, yo, I was lying. Them dudes ain't do that shit. Police paid me to do that shit. And they end up getting out.
And they
On
wonder
top
why.
of, they had to keep writing to the government and shit like that. But that's what eventually freed them. The lady said she lied. But that shit is real, man. That shit is real. So I really hope this woman go to jail, man.
Man, bro, I'm gonna be 100. Angola, and there's a federal penitentiary in Alabama. It's an op, and they got another one called Myrtle's Hill, I think it is. I forgot the name, but they always be on locked up and stuff. Them places like San Quentin, them are different planets. They don't give a damn about you in there. You could be a target, and people just don't like you just because you look, not because if you're a gangbanger. You could be minding your business and it will take you out. It took my older brother to tell me, he said, bro, every day you have to watch your back. He said, there's people in there, they'll get mad at you because you might get a letter from your girl or something and they ain't got nobody writing them, or from your moms and stuff. They ain't got nobody writing them. So they got nothing to lose, because guess what they gonna do? They gonna take it out on you.
Mm-hmm.
And they wonder why people have zero tolerance for snitching, because you can end somebody's life on a lie.
Facts, man. That's a fact. As a matter of fact, speaking of that too, I've been watching it's a lot of, and I might do a video about it, but it's a lot of Brooklyn OGs that started the UBN, the United Blood Nation, on the East Coast, that started in New York. And a lot of those guys, they came home and they're telling their stories. These guys was locked up 25 years, 23 years, 16 years. And these dudes were, these dudes, they pretty much they said that most of their bid, they was in solitary confinement also. And they were pretty much talking about how the Bloods was started here on the East Coast and what it stood for. And it was never about going against no other organizations. It was a revolutionary thing. And they created the Bloods because they had to protect themselves. They had to feed themselves. Like they had to create a brotherhood to survive, because not only was the police getting at them, but the police was allowing other people to get at them. It was times where they didn't have no food. It was times where the jails had blackouts, all types of shit, man. So when I listen to stories like that, the shit just should be crazy. Like, damn, I see why I see why dudes could be kind of like crazy. Because picture being in solitary confinement for 16 years. Like, you did 25 years in jail altogether, but 16 of those years you was in a box. For 16 of those years, you was just in a box. Imagine what that do to somebody's mind, man. Just imagine that shit. That's crazy. That's crazy, man. That shit is crazy. That shit could turn you into a maniac. For real.
And bro, the sad part about that, you got people out here who do that stuff. And you knew them. They before they went in, they cool as hell. They go do 5, 6 years. They come out different.
Yeah.
And my brother, he was like, bro, he said, I'm gonna keep it real with you. He said, I can't even lay in the bed no more. I said, what you talking about, bro? He said, bro, I lay on the floor because I'm not used to laying on nothing soft. I'm used to laying on concrete or steel. He said,
Yep.
sometimes he said, I gotta lay on the floor because I'm not used to nothing like that. He said, some days I don't even like being by myself. I said, he said, yeah, when you sit there and you do something stupid or you get caught up, you can get set up because somebody don't like you. You get that solitary confinement. You in there all day. You might get 30 minutes of going outside in a cage. He said, when you by yourself, it does mess with your psyche. He said, only thing you have, you gain a talent in there. He said, when you
Mm.
ain't got nothing but time on your hand, you start writing some shit. You start drawing. He said, I seen people sit there writing, drawing, didn't have a talent, but you learn to get a talent because you're by yourself to keep you going.
Yep.
And he
What's
was,
good,
and
deep in thought?
when I talked to my brother, like he went into another mode. Like me and him was like, my family has been known to goof off, but when he started talking about this shit situation with San Quentin, he just like his psyche, like he mentally just focused. Like he was talking like he was still there. You know what I'm saying? Like
He
you could
was
see the
reliving
walls
that
was there.
shit. He was reliving that
Right.
shit.
I had to tell him, hey, bro, man, just smoke and chill, bro.
Yeah, like relax. Don't
Like that no more.
you
I
start having
go back there no more.
flashbacks. Uh-huh.
Right. And like it kind of messed me up. And I'm like, I used to be complaining about, I don't do nothing, this and that. I'm glad I don't do nothing now. Like it made me think, yo, you gotta be happy, take, you know what I'm saying? You gotta take every day as a free person. You need to take advantage of it, like enjoy it.
Real shit. That's real shit. What's good, Partly Cloudy? Shout out to my
He
man
had a
Zeus.
grand. Yo, she think about this. My cousin, he got in there for Grand Theft Auto. He said he did it.
Mm-hmm.
He did it. Think about this. What if you was in there and you didn't do shit? You just wake up and the motherfuckers told your ass off. You go to court and they say guilty and you don't even know what the hell you done. You're innocent. And you take 10 years, 20 years of your life and you didn't do shit.
Man, I can't even, bro, I can't even imagine no shit like that. That shit'll change me forever. What up, Chef? I see you in the building. That shit'll change me forever, bro. Really,
And
because
that's
that's what happened. That's what happened to my man's pops. He did not do he didn't do anything. And he sat in jail for 17 years for nothing. Absolutely, absolutely nothing. He did not do nothing. And that type of shit used to happen back in the 80s and the 90s. Where niggas would get locked up and just get lost in the system. And it's still happening to this day. This shit is still happening to us. Still happening to black men. Now it's even happening to black women. More and more. You see it more and more. But that shit been happening to us for a long time. I know a couple of people that happened to. But when I was listening to the story, to one of the founding UBN members, he was saying that when he first came home after doing all that time, he said that he had to go into hiding, and not like hiding like he's hiding from someone, but he had to like go into like a retreat. Like he had to totally go somewhere and be separate from everybody and get his mind right, because he was so institutionalized that if he didn't do that, he wouldn't have been able to survive on the streets. He would have been back in jail. Like my cousin, he got locked up when he was a teenager. He got locked up when we was like in the ninth grade. He came home after I graduated high school. So he was locked up his whole high school life. And how I knew that shit affected him was because like when he first came home, he used to always have me coming going places with him. Cause he ain't like to go places by himself. Like what you was just saying with your brother. But I noticed with him, he didn't like to stand in lines. He didn't like to be around people. Like if it's a crowd of people, he can't be there. Like say we walk in the clothing store and it's a long line for him to pay for stuff, he'll put everything back and be like, yo, we going to another store. It's too crowded in. He felt uncomfortable with being in crowds because he felt
She
like somebody was going to do something to him.
because psychologically, that's when the shit usually jump off the yard or in the line. Because, like I said, my brother was like, bro, I don't even like staying in lines. He said, because usually
Mm-hmm.
when you see a long line, usually somebody come up, if somebody got beef with you, somebody come up, stab you in the neck, or bust your head. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's why when they get, and I used to see my brother, like I've talked to him, I asked him, he said it changed you because he said my whole mentality changed from, whatever, I'm always looking over my shoulder. And, I went to the store with him. He's like, who's that dude? I was, what are you talking about? Because the dude was like, what up, Keith? And it was a co-worker. He said, you know him? I said, yeah, that's my co-worker. Yo, he cool. That's where I got, my wares from. He said, oh, okay. All right. And he was just like nervous.
Mm-hmm. Paranoid.
Yeah,
Beyond
that's what I'm
nervous.
saying.
They be paranoid.
And he was like, bro, I didn't know. I thought somebody sent him. I sent him from where? I said, this dude come from. And, I had to tell my partner, I was like, look, let me holler at you. This is my brother. He's not too fond of people and stuff. And I went and embarrassed him. It's just when my brother was having a panic attack. He was ready to fight. I'm like, bro, chill. Like,
Mm-hmm.
that's my guy. I mean, he's cool. Oh, okay. He got some good weed though, bro. I said, man, you all right? And he was just tripping. And I seen him in his eye. He was nervous. And I'm like, bro, let's go to the house. Don't even worry about it. He said, man, my bad. I said, no, you good. I said, you're my number one priority right now. You're my brother.
Right.
And you have to be careful when you got, and I don't hate on people who go through that because people gotta survive. You might get caught up in some shit, but at the same token, some of us need to be very wary of what we do.
That's a fact, man. It's a fact. And not only that, man, you gotta be aware of who you around. Cause look at this whole Takashi situation. This dude was running around recording crimes. Are you keeping up with this whole Takashi case?
Yeah.
This
This
dude was recording dudes committing crime. He was recording that shit. Kind of like he had on, like as if he had on a body cam or some shit.
bro, he knew what he was doing. He's a professional, bro. He's a professional snitch. He's bringing up a generation of, yeah, you could be tough, but when it comes down to it, you better rat on everybody. No, you don't do that. Even my mama's a minister. My mama tell you straight up, bro, close your damn mouth. Stop snitching. It ain't good to talk too much. You want to live, you want to breathe another day? Shut your mouth. And I would raise my kids up like that. If I had kids, I'd say, hey, close your mouth, shut up. Ain't that deep. Shut your mouth. That snitching stuff, he's really raising up in a generation of people snitching. You don't do that. You teach your kids, you see something, carry your ass on somewhere and go sit down. I don't know nothing.
See, I talked about this. I talked about this because I did a whole little series on social media and how it desensitizes us to certain things in real life. Like we got to remember, like if you dealing with these youngins that's like 20 years old, 19, 20, 22, they grew up in the social media era where being fake is what it is. Because everybody is cool for everybody to run around and portray something that they're not. See, we're a little older, so we was like the last of the Mohegans where you really had to live that shit you was talking.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you wasn't even allowed to talk certain shit around certain dudes if you wasn't about that. Niggas would tell you to be quiet. Yo, Duke, what you talking about? Get up out of here talking that shit. Like you're a church boy. Get out of here. But now, because of social media, it's everybody could talk shit. And you don't have to be held accountable for what you're saying. This is why a lot of these young rappers, such as Takashi, look at what he could come out and do. He could come out, you know, invite everybody to his penis and still run around like nothing's gonna happen to him. Because this
Because
is social media. This is
if
this is the era that we're in.
because the OGs ain't put his ass, the OGs are not here to put his ass in check. Sheep, you ought to know this. When we were kids, man, them OGs hear your ass talking, they would have smacked the shit out you, and your mama and daddy wouldn't have said a damn thing.
That's a fact. Because one of them OGs know your parents.
Thank you.
But
I used to hear them drunk ass niggas used to be chilling with my uncle. Hey man, it ain't good around your mouth. We
mm-hmm,
it wasn't even us, it was my cousin. Oh, you ain't gonna do nothing. Nigga pulled a gun on him. My uncle said, I told you to shut your mouth.
yeah, man. That's real shit. But see, you know what it is nowadays with these younger dudes. See, when we was growing up, our OGs and the dudes that we grew up seeing, them dudes had money. Like a lot of these younger dudes, their OGs is broke, bro. So it's all about the bag now. So they'll let these youngins run around and do dumb shit, and they'll put they crew around the young dude like Takashi, because that's what happened. Takashi was the bag for them dudes. Them dudes really wasn't eating like that.
Mm-mm.
So they allowed him and they pushed him to do what he was doing because they knew that if anybody got out of line, it was going to go down. And in return, he was feeding them for that. And that's
Yeah.
what goes on now. The OGs is broke. So they let the youngins wild out because they got the bag. And then they gonna protect these young dudes and hold them up in their ignorance because they getting paid for. Where our OGs, it wasn't about that. Because for one, they already had their own money. So it wasn't no, I need your money, little nigga. It wasn't none of that. Because they had their own bread. It was about respect. Period. That's what it was all about. And if you wasn't on that type time, you shouldn't be talking like that. And
Nope.
that's what it was. But now it's not like that, bro. These young dudes got money. You know what I'm saying? They got money. They getting on with the rap shit. A lot of these young dudes is big time scammers. They putting these old niggas on their feet. So these old niggas like, yeah, this little dude can run around and do what he want. And if y'all try to play with him, which is basically if you try to stop my money, y'all know what's gonna happen. And that's what it is. And that's what happened with Tekashi. Instead of them letting him just be a rapper and become a pop star, because that's really what Tekashi was. He was a pop star. Everybody loved that little kid. So instead of them pushing him that route, they wanted to push him on the gangster route because they was a bunch of street dudes, and that was their way of basically keeping their street image and their power in the streets because now they got a bag behind them. So now if you play with us, we got enough money to do whatever we need to do and be the case. And that's what they did. That shit came back to bite them in their ass. They should have just pushed that boy to be a pop star, to blow up in the music business, and them dudes just become moguls, like the niggas in the West Coast do, like the niggas down south do. You know what I'm saying? That's what they do.
Real
In
shit.
Atlanta, all them little redhead, funny looking dudes that ain't on no street shit. The gangsters get behind them, and they push them. Yo, go ahead, do your thing, do your thing. You know what I'm saying? Look at Lil Yachty. He got street dudes behind him.
He know he ain't street. That little kid,
He
man,
not
he was.
street at all. But they're not pushing him to be street either. You see what I'm saying? They could have looked at what P and Coach K and them did with Lil Yachty and did the same shit with Tekashi. Tekashi would have been in commercials. Lil Yachty, he got a damn endorsement deal with Nautica because his name is Little Boat. And Nautica, their signature is what? A yacht, a boat. You see what I'm saying? They could have did that with Tekashi.
And the sad part is, one of the OGs said, I forgot what documentary it is. They ain't pimping females no more. They basically pimping these young guys for their money.
Yeah, facts. That's what they doing, bro. That's what they doing. That's what they doing. You want to be a gangster rapper, but we know you soft. Pay us, and you can rap all the gangster shit you want. That's what they doing. That's exactly what they do.
You
They
know,
even
back
did it
in
with. They even did that shit with Pac. Pac was never no gangster.
mm-mm.
Pac ain't no gang. Pac was not no gangster dude. He got around Suge and them, and Suge and them allowed him to do the shit that he was doing. Pac wasn't no gangster. Pac was in goddamn Juilliard. He was in the top art school in New York. You know what I'm saying? He was not no street dude. He wasn't. These is facts. Biggie was actually in the street. Pac was not like that. Pac was a dude that grew up. He grew up with a conscious family. His step pops is Matulu Shakur. His mom's was conscious. His brothers was conscious. He was a dancer. He was a smart kid. He wasn't no gangster, man. He got around Suge and Suge and them allowed him to do that shit. That shit got him killed, bro. That shit got Pac killed. Cause them dudes that he jumped on that night in Vegas, those was real street dudes that had money. Real street dudes that had money. And that's why he got killed. Simple. That's why he got killed,
That's
bro.
like that's real talk. Like you could tell, you know, when you look at, you know, who's been in the game and who hasn't.
Mm-hmm.
And when you see these young guys coming up talking that smack, popping that smack, you know them guys ain't got no but Kool-Aid in their heart. No, that's real. That's some southern shit. Like you look, I'm gonna say it like this. You know who's about it and who you know who's faking. You know what I'm saying? That's not even just the rap industry. That's just the street period. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I see these young guys walking around here in Wichita. They be walking around, what up, bro? Da-da-da-da. I'll be looking at them like, yeah, nah, you ain't about it. Nah, you too, nah. and you can tell it. And it's just not by that. It's just you know who's who. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? And my cousin was like, "Well, Keith, you cool? What's wrong with him?" I said, "Who is he?" And she would tell me, I'm like, "Yeah, no, that nigga Saul." And she'd be like, "How you know?" You could tell.
Yeah, yeah. All that, all that overcompensating. You could tell. All that overcompensating.
And that goes for women. They know who's who.
Yeah, they do. They know before us. Because
Before you
9 out of 10, either they done talked to dude or they homegirl probably used to mess with dude. You know,
they didn't even get he could just be from out of town. She stepped to the dude.
facts.
Mm-mm. Nah, he ain't right. I'm like, you ain't even sitting up with a second you could tell.
Yeah,
I'm like,
that's
how the heck? And you know, I hang around female. I used to hang around, chill. I used to have homegirls. And you know, if you sit down and you just listen to them, yo, some of these women are ruthless. We ain't nothing. We don't talk about nothing. If you can hear the things women say about dudes, you be like, what the fuck do you say about me?
facts.
I can see real run on it.
Yeah, you ain't
This is
lying,
from one,
bro. You ain't lying.
and like I be looking at, I'm like, what the, and like I just hear the female, and they be like, what's wrong, kid? Da-da-da. What did you say? And she was like, oh, I'm just saying, I'm just keeping it real. I said, yeah, I'm gone. They be like, what happened? What did I do? I said, what you said. I'm like, what did you say about me? Nothing. You're lying. And and that lets you know, yo, you can't be fake around a real female.
Nah, you can't. You really can't be fake around no female. Cause the
That
female, they gonna know what it is.
females know if they
And
already determined in their head in those 3 seconds, you're a real cat, you're a gangster cat, you're a dummy, or you're a trick.
yeah, or
Uh,
if you just a cool dude.
right.
Hmm.
They already said before you say hey hello. They oh yeah he that new trick. What I heard females like said referred to a dude. Yeah, he the new trick. What? I'm
Facts.
like what the word? I was like I said yeah I'm good. And they was like you could tell Kevin and they ain't gonna tell you but you be mesmerized. It'd be mesmerized if you just hear the little things they say
Man, look at
and
this
you
shit that they say on YouTube, bro. Look at the shit that they say about the dudes on YouTube.
yeah.
Just by them listening to what certain shit, certain talking points they have and their content that they constantly put out. They could easily make a judgment on a dude real quick.
And you ain't even and the dude ain't even open his mouth. And I've seen it firsthand, bro. Like dude walking in, a girl be just sitting there, like, and I walk, I won't be no third wheel. All right, whatever, you know what I'm saying? And the female be like, "Yeah, he cool." Da-da-da-da. You know how females talking. I got my nigga ear like, what you said? Yeah, he a trick. Yeah, I'm gonna trick his ass. Yeah, he gonna buy me. Da-da-da. What the world? Yeah, I'm good, and I'm learning my knowledge. Like, no, you ain't finna get
Yeah,
me. And I've already know someone thought I was the trick, and it was haha tricks on you because I heard what you said. What you said about him, what you got for me? No, thank you.
I love it. I love it because it just it just shows raw female nature.
Right.
Like my homegirls is raw, like straight raw. And shout out to my man, shout out to Ron, man. Shout out to Ron Wills. I remember he said this. He said if you really want to understand raw female nature, talk to a prostitute. Real shit. He said that. And on some real shit, a lot of my close homegirls, a lot of them sell pussy. I ain't gonna say they names and shit like that, but they do. A couple of them is my homeboys, like my best friend's sisters. You know what I'm saying? So and man, like the shit. The shit I see them do, the shit that I see them say, like, we'll be chilling. They'll be like, yo, I'll be right back. What you want? You want something? You want something to eat? What you want to eat? All right, I'm going to bring it back. She come back with everything, bro. 20, 30 minutes. She come back with food, weed, liquor, money, everything. Everything. She be like, oh yeah, I just went and spent a little 10 minutes with this nigga. He gave me $500. Like, yeah, what, huh? Just give me shit. Cause I'm their homeboy. It's real life. That's that part a lot of niggas are scared of. They're afraid of that shit. Cause women like that keep it 1,000. They keeps it 1,000. And they always told me a lot of these, the majority of niggas are tricks. The majority of them.
Yup.
The majority of them. The majority of them. They could always get a nigga out some money. They come on, man. Like I didn't been out with them. They catch them a little nigga at the bar. He buying everybody drinks. Nigga talking to me, buying me drinks. Cause I'm with them. Nigga buying me drinks, trying to get cool with me. And I'm looking at this nigga like, nigga, you ain't cool. You trick ass nigga, but you could buy me another double shot of Henny though.
Hey.
You feel me? So that's raw. That's raw. And a lot of these guys that you be hearing on YouTube where they talk about how women got them for this and got them for that, because a lot of them niggas is simps. And when a chick see you that type of dude and you thirsty and you want something for nothing, they gonna get you. That's just what it is. That's the game. And a lot of niggas don't respect the game. You gotta respect the game, man. You have to. That's what it is. If you don't want to be a victim, stop putting yourself in the predicament.
Yup.
And a lot of dudes can't help it, especially when they're around a chick that look halfway decent. It's hard. It's hard. It's hard. And you got a couple of dollars, man. Shit is chicks get niggas, man. I'm telling you. That shit is a lifestyle for some women. And that's just what it is. We could demonize it all we want. But if you truly red pill, you gotta accept that reality. That's just what it is. You could say, oh, she's a prostitute and she's this and she's that and she's a succubus and all that silly ass shit. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. No matter what you want to put on it, it is what it is. That's life. That's life. So which one you want to be? You want to be a victim? Then put yourself in that predicament and, and you gonna be victimized. It's just that simple,
Man.
bro.
Sheep, I'm gonna say it on some real stuff. When it comes to that situation about that, it took. That's why I learned by hanging around real females. I'm talking about the ones who think you cool and ones that think you a trick. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, hang around a bunch of prostitutes. Yo, I hung
Mhm.
around females in my family. Yo, them jokers used to talk about how they used to get dudes for money and they be, oh, I got this dude coming, he gonna give me some money, we gonna go out. I'm looking like, and I'm listening to them talking to my moms, and my mom like, I ain't going out with you, I don't do that. They come back, they ain't had no money that morning by 10 o'clock, they riding there with like $400-500 in their pocket, money, they finna go get something to eat. I'm
Mhm.
like, what the, and they be getting them old grizzled up dudes, and I'm like,
Yeah, telling you, man.
and
Telling you.
I keyed into that sheep to not be a simp. You know what I'm saying? Or
Mm.
a victim. I might get caught up in some crazy stuff, but my thing is I learned how to read the female. You never gonna read a female, but understand who you dealing with because they come around. You know what I'm saying? And if they smell they gonna get somebody, they gonna be around like cats.
Yeah. And you want to be that dude. See me, I was always that dude that I could hang out with them type of women because I was a dude that never went and told no business.
There you go.
You know, I'm not like that. You feel me? So I could always be cool with them. I was their homeboy. I was the only one hanging out with them like that. You know what I'm saying? And you know, cause they always need somebody to tell their stories to. And I never tell their stories, but that's just what it is. And I learned a lot from that shit. I learned a whole lot. I learned a whole lot. That's how I could spot certain shit. Even with some of these females here on YouTube. I could spot certain shit just by their behavior, you know, and the shit they do, the shit that they say. I could tell. Cause I done been around it. I done been around it. And at the end of the day, it's not about being judgmental. It's about learning. And that's what I got from all of that. I learned a whole lot. Learned a whole lot of shit. They taught me a lot of shit. So when I first heard Rom say that shit, I said, yo, yeah, he's a real one. He's for real. Like a lot of these fake ass dating coaches and these niggas that be trying to give you advice on women and all of that, he's the real deal. He's one of the ones that I really respect and know that he knows what he's talking about. Cause when he said that shit, I said, yeah, he's a real one. Cause I never thought that I would hear that from somebody. But when he said that shit, I said, yeah, he know what he talking about. Cause that's where I learned a lot of shit about women from. From hoes, from streetwalkers, sitting down and talking with them. And they tell me, cause streetwalkers know everything about the streets, bro. They on the streets 4 or 5 in the morning. They know what's going on. They know what dudes is doing. You know what I'm saying? They out there. They know. They know what is hitting for. So when he said that, I said, yeah, he's a G. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And like I said, I know, like I know females, and I know a lot of females that I used to, they like, hey, keep come ride with me, da 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 da, and they would tell me their business like I was the black Dr. Phil to them. They would tell
Mm,
me you know what I'm saying, they psychiatrist like, I don't know some of like some females I know that I know right now married. They used to sit there and cheat on they dude,
yeah.
and they would tell me who they cheat with. I'm like, homeboy, hard worker. Like he treat you right. I'm just trying to get it out my system. I'm like, what the world? Like,
Ain't even about that. Ain't
and I didn't
about them getting
understand.
treated right.
That's what I'm saying, bro. And it took me a long time because I was in my early 20s and he come pick me up. Yeah, he knew I'm with you. I'm like, he cool. He said, yeah, because you his partner. And I'm kind of conflicted because I'm like, this dude, I've been knowing this dude since I was a kid. I've been knowing you for about y'all been together 6 years since y'all been together. Why you telling me, what I'm saying, what about this? I'm just saying, keep and they've been married for years now, but I'm like, I felt conflicted because I'm like, this is my childhood, partner, and you just been with him for a long time. Why you tell him? Because she was like, you know him better than me. I said, well, you ought to know he's gonna punch you in your chest if he find out. I'm just saying, you gotta understand that he's not doing right and this and that. I said, I don't want to hear that. Now I understood. Women are ruthless.
But they telling the truth, bro. It's not that. It's that it's not that they ruthless. It's that that's raw female nature. And a
Right,
lot of dudes, a lot of dudes can't handle that shit because it'll make a dude get in his feelings. See what I'm saying?
right,
One of the most coolest, laid back type of dudes, they can't deal with certain shit because it'll get emotional for them. Because when you sit around and you start hearing that shit, they talking that real shit, man. Please, Please, man. That
Bro,
shit is a different. That shit exposed me to to a different to a different world, and I actually like that shit. That's that's why BGS said that a lot of your strippers and prostitutes, a lot of them are black pillars. They're black pill, and that's when you dealing with them kind of women. That's the world you in. It's not about judgment. You gotta learn. You want to sit back and listen and observe and learn because that's the underworld. When you sitting down talking to hoes and shit like that, that's the underworld, bro. That's the underworld. That's the world that people scared to be a part of or scared to even experience because you you're not in control of everything anymore. You only can control you. You're not controlling people around you. It's you. And you gotta really sit back and you gotta observe and take shit in, man. Man, I actually, like I said, I learned a lot, man. I learned a lot. With my little experience in the underworld and you know that type of element, I learned a lot about life. That shit changed my perspective on life. Because a lot of people that grow up with that blue pill mindset, you think the world is hunky dory. You think that this world is la 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 la. You in la la land, and they make movies and they try to get you to watch these movies as a kid to make you a blue pill. Alice in Wonderland, The Wizard of Oz, and all of that shit. So you think you living in La La Land, but when you experience that underworld, that black pill existence, and you start seeing how shit really operates, that's why I can't wait till this Joker movie come out. Because
yeah,
because the whole concept of this shit is to show you, to give you a glimpse of what the real world is, not this templated world that we see. Like we on the internet right now, but this is the internet that they gave us. This is a template of the real internet. The real internet is the dark web. That's the real internet where there's no holds barred. You know what I'm saying? That's what the underworld is. Where where you may see police officers, you know what I'm saying, conducting themselves in a way you think they won't. That type of shit. Shit'll blow your mind, man. And the glimpse that I've got of it, man, that shit is very, if you a certain type of way, it's gonna do two things to you. It's either gonna scare you and you ain't gonna never want to deal with that shit again, or it's going to fascinate you, where you're going to be intrigued, where you want to see more. Because in that world, the veil is lifted. You see people for who they really are. Like I said, you know what I'm saying? These women have lawyers as clients, doctors, accountants, people who work on Wall Street. You know what I'm saying? You may find out these dudes like to walk around and like to drink out of dog bowls and shit like that. Like that's real shit. Like these rich millionaire dudes, they paying these women to just talk to them, paying them $5,000 and $10,000 for them to just walk around and like you find out that a lot of these people who you think are somebody are really like weirdos, bro. like Like they're
She
weird, like they're weirdos. And to the layman, the normal person, they just like, oh no, this person could not be like that. That's such and such. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh no, he won't mess with that. That's such and such. But in the underworld, he's nothing but a little customer that comes and goes and, spends his money and, you know, he likes weird things. But we hold in the blue pill world, he's somebody of high stature. That's real, man. That shit is that's a whole different. And I would love to have a panel like that, but I think that'll be hard to have because a lot of people don't want to admit that they partake in shit like that, and I don't blame them. You know what I'm saying? Because the game is sold, is not told. That's where that shit come from. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna say this, and this makes sense. When I was in Alabama, like before I left, I had graduated high school. I didn't know nothing about no streets or no real
Mm-hmm.
world shit.
Mm-hmm.
It took my cousin Tone. He said, "Yo, you wanna come to Brooklyn?" I said, "Yeah, yeah." He said, "I'll pay for your ticket. Just make sure your ass is ready." Bet. I got up there. I got a crash course, and when I mean crash course, I'm talking about meeting different people, different situations. I'm talking about he exposed me to the outside world. The
Mm-hmm.
South has its own take.
Facts.
But if you live in it, but and where I was growing in a super conservative. You go to church, go to work, and you die when you get old.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, this dude got me up there, and I'm a country ass nigga, and in the Big Apple got me on there, and he just in 5 years I learned a lot of shit, and I've met different walks of life, and them cats hustle. They had doctors. I'm talking about saving life doctors. Got to get they fixed because they on that powder. They got doctors that need crack smoke. They gotta have their crack. They can't think straight. They can't help save a life because they need that dope. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And yo, like it blew my mind.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I said when you living in the South, it's cool, but being in the South, you are sheltered from certain things because you don't know what it is until you see it for your eyes. I
Yeah.
got the part. I got to understand. My people say, "Yo, let's go to a basement party." I'm like, "What the hell is a basement party?" Go up there. They done got in an abandoned house. They done got in somebody's house, and they broke in and had threw a basement party. Didn't know what was going on. I said, "Yo, what we finna do now?" I said, "I'm finna go upstairs." You know what I'm saying? They said, "Yo, come with me, Key." I'm looking there. I walk in the room, and my spidey sense when I'm like, "Why is six niggas sitting, looking weird?" Here he come with the power. Oh, I ain't stop. I was quiet the whole time. Like it messed me up. I never seen coke until I went up here. You know what I'm saying? Thank God I didn't partake in it because I didn't know what was going on in this room.
Right.
But it messed me up. But it kind of desensitized me to the point of this is the game.
Mm-hmm.
Listen to different people. What they used to tell me is that, man, you're a good listener. But the things they told me, I learned from it.
Yep.
I learned from different females how females think of how dudes are. Check this: a 24-year-old dude listen to a woman that's 28 years old. She been with more niggas than most women have than their whole lifetime, and they sitting there teaching me the type of females you don't fool with.
Mm-hmm. And
You
that's
know,
that's interesting what you said about the South too, bro, because I've been living in the South now for I'm gonna say about 6 years. And what you saying is true because I've noticed in the South, the only way you would have access to the underworld in the South is you gotta know, not just know somebody, but you gotta be where it's at. Like in New York or up north, the shit is all around. Like all you gotta do is just walk the streets in certain cities up north, and you can experience shit. You could walk up to a bum in New York and sit down and have a conversation with him and find out a whole lot of shit about New York. Just talking to a homeless person. A homeless person could help you find anything. It's not like that in the South. It's different. Like you gotta not just know somebody, but you gotta know where it's at, what's going on, and they have to really allow you in for you to see everything.
That's what I'm telling you.
So I understand what you're saying, how shit is different in the South, because it is. It really is. It's not wide open like if you was in DC or if you was in VA or if you was in Maryland or New York or Connecticut is or Jersey, Philly. It's like it's in your face out there. It's in your face. So it's easier for you to be exposed to it. In the South, it's different. It's different. So I what you saying is true, bro. Since I've been here, it's definitely different.
Um, that's what I'm telling you, yo. Like on some real talk, because the South they have more, it's more open in New York and all those because those are big city areas. The South you is ruled by the Bible Belt.
Hmm. Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And they have more respect for them older people. You don't put your business out there. And the sad part, the pimping game, like with women and all that shit, they still pimping women out there selling pussy and all that. It's real talk. You know who running that shit? Old heads.
Mm.
Them uncle daddies they call them. The ones that ride them big truck, them old big old Astro vans, walk around with them gators on. And
Yeah.
then yeah, baby, this and that. They
Yeah.
got the dough. They got the
Mm.
dough. But they ain't gonna let you know because they gonna like, you don't need to know that. It ain't your business. Or they feel like, hey, you don't need to expose with that. Versus New York, where it's hanging out, where you can see a crackhead on every corner like Starbucks and McDonald's.
Yeah. Facts.
Real talk.
That's
And I
real
got
shit.
that's why I'm thankful I got to the gist of being from the South, learning what the North is about. You know what I'm saying? When I moved up there, them cats like you very secretive. You know what I'm saying? Hey, big
Mm.
country, what you up to, man? Nothing much. I don't worry my mouth too much. You did. Da, 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 da. You
Right.
know, them niggas be saying, yo, we like this dude, man. He cool as hell. He cool. Da, 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 da. I'm just myself. I'm just myself. You got it. That's
Right.
what I'm saying. And like them cats taught me a lot about what they about, and they're about they shit. But the South showed me you keep your business to yourself.
Facts.
But it took me to learn in the North how females is because females don't talk down in the South.
They keep their business to themselves too.
That's
Hmm.
what I'm saying.
Hmm.
But they read you more, you know what I'm saying? But in the South, women are always looking because they know who's about who what. So you know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
That's why I said movements are key to life. And that's why I said when it comes to certain things, I had to learn more in one way. But I respect women who keep it raw with me because yo, they tell me what it is what I need to know.
Facts. It's a fact, bro. But yo, man, this is a good conversation, bro. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna wrap this up for the night. Shout out to everybody in the chat room. Shout out to everybody that's listening. We appreciate it. I appreciate you, bro, for coming through, Shout out to my man Keith. Shout out to everybody in the chat room. Thanks for tuning in to the Sunday Night Heat, Sunday Night Conversation that we always have right here on Sheep Stay Sleep TV. Much love to everybody. I appreciate the support. If you haven't yet, make sure you hit that like button. And we'll be back tomorrow right here on Sheep Stay Sleep TV. I'm your host, DS1 Ross. Remember, y'all, we gotta heal before we build. We gotta heal before we build. I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good night. We out. Peace.